Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Carrie's Gardening Channel. Today is May the 12th, 2018, and we're here with my eggplants. I'm going to be transplanting them today. Just want to show them to you here. Now this here, it got a little wind burnt. When I took them out, we were getting a lot of wind there for a while, and it just burnt the leaves a little bit. So that's what that is. Just got a little wind burnt there. They didn't quite... They didn't like all the wind and tried to block the wind from getting them. You can see the wind's blowing now. And some of it just didn't quite work. So I'm going to show you here. This is a ping tongue one. You can see the roots coming out the bottom there. That's the white that you see. I'm going to be planting these up in containers. Now, I did remove any blossoms that I've seen on these because eggplants, peppers, tomatoes, when you plant them when they're blooming, or if they have blooms on them, the plant isn't thinking anymore about establishing a root system. It's thinking about producing the fruit, producing the harvest. The problem is, though, is that when you plant them, the plant's just going to kind of sit there, or your blossoms are going to drop because it doesn't know like what it's supposed to do. It believes that it's supposed to be producing fruit, and you just planted it. It doesn't have the root system established yet to produce the fruit, so it's not good. So you want to just take your blossoms off. Be careful of the thorns on these. As you can see, look at the spider. Sorry. You can see on this leaf here, all those little spots there, they're all thorns. And there, unfortunately, is an aphid, so we're going to just get rid of him. And those thorns will prick you, for sure. And they hurt when they get you. So just be careful when you transplant them. Now, what we're going to be doing is, these are biodegradable containers here. So we are going to be planting the entire container. Because eggplants don't always transplant well. They don't like to have their roots disturbed. So we're going to be planting this whole thing. We're not going to be taking it out of a container or anything like that. We're just going to be planting the whole thing up. I have the ones here in the newspaper containers that I made. This is a younger plant. The roots aren't quite coming out the bottom yet. So I just want to show you these. So we're going to start planting them. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and I have my big container here. Let me show you about how big it is. I have to see if I still have the tag for it to tell you the exact measurement of it. And I already have it filled with reused potting mix. There was nothing wrong with the potting mix. So I actually, at the end of the season, if there's nothing wrong with the potting mix, I take it out of the containers, break it all down, get the roots all broke up in it, and we put it either in the existing potting mix bags that it was in or some other type of bag so it can get reused next year. And when I was filling this container up, about halfway through filling it up, I added some plant food to it. I added some bone meal, some Epsom salt, and some organic Epsoma tomato tone. And I mixed that all in, and then I continued to fill it with the soil, and I mixed the soil up. Now we are going to give it a little bit more food here, and I'm going to be mixing it up to show you how to mix it up here. So I already put about 1 handful of Epsom salt in, so you can see about how much a handful for my hand is. So it's not even a cup I'm putting in. I'm going to put in just a little bit more here. And I don't measure this for this right here. I'm going to put in some bone meal here. Now I'm not putting in too much because I already put some in when the container was half full, and I mixed it all in with the pre-existing soil. So it's not going to be too much more than I'm adding. And this Epsima organic tomato tone is a 346. So it's going to feed the blooms and it's going to feed the roots. It's not going to feed the foliage too much. I know the bone meal does have a little bit of nitrogen in it. That'll feed the foliage some, and the bone meal does have phosphorus in it, which will feed the blooming, and it will also help the plant to establish a good root system, which is what we want. I'll put some of this here in. Put maybe about 2 tablespoons in. And if I see that the plant isn't doing well, I will add more plant food to it if it looks like it needs more, because they're also going to get fed then with an organic food called Sea Magic, and it's made out of kelp, and it's a liquid plant food that you feed them, and I've seen really good results from using that stuff. You use it once every 2 to 3 weeks, and 1 gallon of concentrate makes, I think, 66 gallons of plant food then, because you take the concentrate and you break it down smaller when you use it to feed your plants. So I'm just mixing all this plant food in here really good. Make sure that we don't burn the roots on it. This looks to be pretty good mixed in. I'd already planted the ping tong eggplants. I put those in a container, which I'll show you when I'm done with this one here. Just mixing this all up here. Alright, that looks to be mixed in pretty good. I know most of the plant food, when I first took that 1 shovelful, fell back to the back. And you can give these tomatoes Alive, which is a Gardens Alive product. It's also an organic product, but we're saving that for our tomato plants because we have so many tomato plants this year. And I have a bunch of this tomato tone, so I'm using that. And I've also used that Job's tomato food, and that was really good too. That's an organic product as well. Okay. Alright, that looks about mixed up enough. And you're just kind of turning the soil around. There we go. Okay. Now, I did not fill this up the whole way because I wanted to leave a water reservoir. And eggplants don't like soggy soil. So, you want to make sure that your soil is nice and well drained, because we don't want your eggplants sitting in water. So this container here, we had to drill holes in it. Okay, there we go. So we're going to be planting diamond. And here's my eggplant here. And this is in one of these pots. You can see the roots coming out the bottom. I'm really pleased with the root systems on these. Now eggplants don't like to have their roots disturbed, so we're not going to do anything with this. I know some people grab these and they just rip the bottoms right off of them. I'm not going to do that because then I would be disturbing the root system and I would be defeating the purpose of the biodegradable container. So I'm peeling this top piece off here because I want my soil to be level with this. So I'm making my hole here, And I'm going to be putting 4 in this container here. And, whoops, where's my tag? Oops. And I chose the tag that has the writing in pencil on it so that I know which one it is. So I sat this one in here, and there we go, it's planted. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to break it up here, because this is going to break down. And it's going to turn into like a compost. So I'm just kind of mixing it in here. And you can add some compost to this. Our compost pile, because of all the planting we've been doing, is getting kind of low for us. So I just took the reused soil, recharged it, and I planted them. Now this one here doesn't look too good. The wind really took its toll on it when it first went out. It was really windy out, and they were trying to adapt and adjust to it, and we had some storms that went through, and the wind was just a little bit more violent than what this one here could handle for it. We tried, putting them where the wind couldn't get them, but it still kind of burnt them some. But this will be okay. It will recover, and that Sea Magic will help it a lot. So this one here, I ran out of my Jiffy number 5 pots, and I needed to transplant my eggplants, so I made a extra large newspaper pot here, and I'm going to be just planting this whole thing. I'm taking this string I tied around it off, and I'm just going to be putting this in here. So I'll take the tag out, and I'm just making a hole for it. I'm just going to be sitting it right in. Now I want this level, so I'm going to have to dig down deeper. Let me get my rake here. And I'm really looking forward to getting to eat these eggplants this year. Okay, and the same thing, I'm just taking this off here, and I'm just going to get rid of that then. And I'm just filling in around this here. So we didn't disturb the roots, so we shouldn't have any transplant shock or anything like that. I know some of these were trying to bloom on me, and I couldn't let them bloom, and I'm trying to wait for the weather here to cooperate and straighten out for us so that I could plant these out. And it's windy here today. We're getting more storms. Okay. So I'm going to plant these other 2 in here, and I'll come back and I'll show you what they look like and what to do next. I'm not sure what the weather's going to do here. It's trying to blow the tripod over. I can't have that, so I'll be back. Okay, so we're back, and I got some of these planted here. I didn't get all of them done. It's actually starting to rain, so I'm going to have to call it quits for today. And I think I made a little mistake on my labeling system. I think this one here is an early long purple. I don't think it's a diamond. I had ran out of tags, and I was trying to do some other stuff with tags, and I got them mixed up, I believe. So these are diamonds for sure. That I do know. This one here, I'm pretty sure it's an early long purple. It looks a little different. Being that I already watered this, I'm not going to take him back out. And then over here, I have Black Beauty. Put this one here in a bucket to grow. And then over here are our pink tongues. So I put these in a container. Now that black container, or brownish, whatever you want to call it, that's a 20-inch container. This one here is, whoops, almost fell in the container. I'm not sure what size this one is. It doesn't have it on the thing. This is a self-watering planter here. But I put 3 eggplants in here. I put 4 in already. That would seem to be a little too much. We seem to be okay with 3. So we're going to try the ping tongs in here. And I put some in some other containers. But it's getting a little cooler out. It's chilling down. So if you like my video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave them below and I'll try to answer them for you. Please don't forget to hit that little notification button. I'll try to put a new video on. Thank you for watching and I hope you have a nice day. Bye.